Way back in the day, I'll never forget when I first hit my first 3K month. Now, years later, I'm pulling in $100,000 or more every single month, and I never dip below that. But hitting your first 3K month is a really big milestone, and you have to think a little bit differently in order to hit that milestone. So what I want to do in this video, we'll keep it pretty short, but I want to walk you through what you need to be doing on a daily basis and in what order, because that order is so important in order to hit 3K month. And I want you to really consider, am I doing this in this order? Because I can almost guarantee you the answer is going to be no. What does the workflow of an average person look like? Well, if they have clients, they do their client work first. Then maybe they create some content. They're like, I got to create content. I got to do this. Then maybe they do stuff with sales, right? That's typically how it looks like. The problem with that is if you can even get a client from doing it that way, which a lot of people can't because they have sales so low on the priority totem pole. If you can get a client, you get stuck in feast and famine cycle because you get a client, then you spend all your time doing client work, then you finish your client work, then you have to go find another client, then you get a client, then you do all the client work, and it's a cycle of feast and famine where it's like, and your income isn't reliable and your income isn't predictable, and it kind of sucks. So we want to flip it. Here's what you need to do. You need to start your day. Let's say you've got 1 hour to work in your business per day. When you're trying to get to 3K months, you usually don't have a ton of time because you're balancing it with like a 9-to-5 job or children or other responsibilities. So let's say that you only have 1 hour per day working on your business. You need to do your sales first, then you need to do your content second, then you need to do your clients third. We need to spend about at least 30 minutes per day on sales stuff. So again, in the blueprint that I'm gonna talk about a little bit later, I'll walk you through specific sales things you can do to get more clients, and I'll show you how to be more efficient with your time, which is important. Obviously, lots of things that you can do to drive sales, but we want 50% of your time going to sales. I call them income generating activities, things in your business that are directly correlated to you closing a sale. It could be having a sales conversation over DM. It could be talking to a lead. And I did this, right? Remember back in the day, I used to like do logos for people. And so before I sat down to design somebody's logo, I would do things to make sure I had more people paying me to do logos at a later date. So I never ran out of income. Second thing is your content. Now, if we only have an hour to work on our business, we can't spend that much time doing content, right? We can't spend a lot of time overthinking it or feeling like we have to look perfect. We've got 15 minutes to do it. That means we need to like quickly pop out a reel in 15 minutes, or we need to quickly make a post to our Instagram story. We need to quickly post to some Facebook groups. If we have a limited time constraint, which most people do, we need to be focused. And so there's a ton of videos on this channel that we talk about how to create content quickly, how to never run out of content ideas. There's a lot of resources on this channel for creating content. Main thing I want you to see is 50% of your time is going to sales, 25% is going to content, 25% is going to client work. If you have a full hour to do work, the majority of your time is going to sales. If 1 hour isn't enough to get everything done, you need to work more. But you need to never lose that percentage. You must always spend 50% of your time doing sales-related activities, and there's a bunch of videos on things you can do to get clients. Any video that I make saying, do XYZ to get clients would be considered a sales activity, just so you know. The main point that I want you to take away is that a lot of you guys are doing client work first, and you're doing it in the wrong proportion so that you end up with a very inconsistent pipeline. If you flip it and you do sales first and you spend 50% of your time doing things that are going to get you more clients, you will always have income. You will hit $3,000 months extremely quickly, and then you'll hit $10,000 months extremely quickly. But you are too afraid, if I can speak lovingly, you are too afraid to make that switch because you're worried about what that's going to look like, or you're afraid of sales, or you don't know how to sell. So you spend your time overthinking content and doing way too much with your client work, if you have clients at all. And so then you wonder why you're not having reliable, consistent income. So again, this is the tip of a teeny iceberg. There's a lot that goes into setting up your business for 3K months. And I think that 3K months, right? Obviously from my perspective, super easy, but doesn't feel intuitive for everybody. And so I had a bunch of people who were asking me, Maria, can you please just put together some kind of blueprint, some kind of game plan for us to follow so we can hit 3K months? And so that's basically what I did. I put together a little mini course. So I call it the ultimate blueprint to 3K months. And it walks you through, first you need to do this, and here's how you do this. Then you need to do this, and here's how you do it. And it really simplifies it. If you're like most people trying to get to 3K months, you don't really have time to figure it out. You need to spend your time doing things that are actually going to pull the money in. So I put it together. It's really inexpensive. If you want a copy of it, I think it will really help you. There have been so many people that have, literally thousands of people that have gone through that and hit 3K a month. So the return on investment is, astronomical. So if you want it, you can get it below in the description. I highly recommend it. It's really helpful. It's what I wish I had way back in the day when I was trying to figure out how to get to 3K months. I had to figure all that stuff out on my own, and it did take a little longer. So I will see you there on the inside of that kit. Thank you so much for watching.